Welcome to the Sanity Trance. This is another episode about the subtle lessons I've learned from the studio, the deep insights that are kind of life-changing, you know, but they're realizations that I've had later on as I go, you know, so it's I'm happy to share these with you because this makes things way less confusing when you're trying to manage a path that isn't necessarily laid out for you, you know? It's like my own path, I always thought I was just going to be a drummer, you know, and now I've got like so many different jobs based on music in general. It just blew up and turned into something that ate me alive because suddenly I think everything's drums now. I think everything's music. So it's hard to say I'm not still just a drummer, you know, but I'm over here like learning how to do artwork and audio engineering and production and playing all these other instruments. It's like, it's turned into so much more than that. And if I think of it for the sake of like identity, and I say I am this versus I am that, then I am limited because it's like my mind is laying out what it is, and the less I say about it, the less I have to sort out. So I've just watched myself help and do what I can in the name of servitude in a way I can enjoy too, so that way I have a good time, you know. So having a job in music, you know, it turns into having several jobs in music if you want to actually make this something feasible, you know, and it's this way. If I think about it, like I have way too many jobs and I would be stressed out and I wouldn't want to do this, but I think of it instead as myself being the CEO of myself. You know, I'm the one who's deciding how hard I'm going to work, how many jobs I'm going to have, if I'm going to work for your company for a while. You know what I mean? It's like, even if I do have jobs that are on paper right now, it's up to me to decide to go to work. You know, I have final say of my life, and that is that. If someone else did, then that would be, you know, all responsibility, all the bets are off about it. I wouldn't have to care, you know. I'd be able to relax, actually. But that's not how it is, and for good reason, because it's something that you can actually take as a form of leverage. And you can use whatever ideas you can to make money to help you get further in your career. And it's like, I've noticed, you know, this is not for your career, it's for your passion. So I've watched my friends as we all get older. It's like we're all still playing music, but I've loved watching how different people decide to fund their music, to continue their music, to be able to fund their business. Where do they acquire capital for their companies, if you will, you know? Because when it comes to something like music, it seems like it's not valuable. It's like it doesn't have any, you know, you can't make money off of it. Like you hear all these things, but how you frame it is the same exact thing. It's like, what is value to you and what do people find undeniably valuable? So as you go through your path and you continue to practice and get better, you know, understand that everything you do is harmonious. Everything you do is not for someone else. You're doing this for yourself. And even if you don't like yourself and you just do things to make time go by, get into stoicism because that'll help you love the action for the sake of just the action, you know? But mostly take control of your life. You're the CEO. You're the one who's going to decide how much money you make, how many ways you can make money. You know, don't limit yourself. Don't let identity and the idea of what you want to do versus what you don't want to be, you know, how do you want to spend your life on earth? You only have so much time. It's short, right? So why not find a way to enjoy yourself and monetize that, right? It's like, for all the ways you can do it in 2023, man, it's like, it's more about having the knowledge than it is the abilities, right? So Google it up, look up, take some courses. There's some LinkedIn stuff, you know, all sorts of cool stuff on YouTube, all that noise. But don't be afraid of looking at your life in a business frame, because if you are, then you're an employee and you always will be. If you're not afraid to take control of the pirate ship, then you can take control with your spare time and slowly build your way out, right? Or quickly build your way out. It's up to you, right? It's like velocity of leverage, how you decide to do what jobs when so you can get money to do something else if that's what you're trying to do. But it's all your fault. I invite you to take accountability and responsibility of your musical endeavors and never stop, you know? Not to say that any of this has to be anything either. Again, you're the CEO. Burn it down if you want, and then write a song about that. Who cares? Just understand this is your world. Don't feel like the way you look at it is the way it is, especially if it's offensive to you. That's you're like judging the art of what you're making in that moment mentally for yourself, right? Because it's hard to say that compared to a vegetative state, you know, that we don't have control. But when you look at it versus the other, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna actually maybe have a chance at thinking different, and that might change everything for you. So yeah, that's all I want to say on this go around, because it's easy to overthink music and it's easy for me to ramble on these things. So I'll call it there. Peace, you guys.